Hello, my loves. Hello, and welcome back to Be Usefully You. My name is Kim, of course, and I am here as a 50-year-old, 50 plus at this point. I'm 58 by now. Not by now, y'all. It would be nice if it was by now, but yeah, but I am definitely in my 50s. And what this channel is about learning to live my life and live my life in my 50s, and the things that I'm learning in my 50s that I didn't know from my earlier life. I know there were a lot of things that, the seniors that came before us learned, but life is different now. That's the one thing that I realized, and that's one of the primary things that we'll talk about over here on this channel. But we will do a little bit of everything. We'll do some talking, we're gonna do some cooking. I am here for definitely food, fashion, and philosophy, honey. And philosophy is that learning process of the things that we learned from younger, those lessons that are carrying us into where we are now, and the things that we need to pick up as we go along. So we are still learning, even in our 50s. We need to be learning as we go along until we leave here. So today what I wanted to talk about was I want to start on how I focused on myself this week. I put a lot of energy and time into myself, just kind of realizing that, hey, I need to just take a step back when it comes down to certain things, whether it's things with managing my household or whether it's things that manage my team. I manage a team of 10 people, and sometimes it gets a little rugged. It gets a little rugged because you're dealing with 10 different personalities all at the same time. Now, while not everybody is the same, we still all are striving toward the same common goal, and that is the goal of the company. Primarily focusing on me this week looked like me taking care of the things that I needed to take care of on my desk, and learning how to definitely delegate, which has always been a big issue of mine. I've always been if my name is on it, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it. But what I'm learning at this point is how to just be responsible for the portion of it that I'm responsible for. However, still being responsible for these people, making sure that I empower my team to do what it is that they need to do in order for us to do a successful job as a whole. That does not mean that it is a matter of, hey, I don't dump work on my team. I definitely don't. But what I do know is that it does take an entire team to meet the common goal for what it is that we do in our department. So, like I said, this week learning to delegate, and even at home, allowing my husband to, take some of the things off my plate. He's actually even let me know that he enjoys kind of taking care of me in that sense, because he knows that I've always had to be like a superwoman, and I gotta do it, I gotta do it, I gotta do it. And then I've ended up frustrating myself because of the fact that I didn't ask for help. I just didn't ask for help. But I felt that there were so many things that I had to do, because if I don't do it, it won't get done. If nobody else is thinking like I'm thinking. But if you haven't been raised or if you haven't been, if you're just not that person that thinks that way, we all have a different logic, which means that we all kind of prioritize things differently. So that can be a help and a hinder. So you can hinder your own self by putting all of the pressure on you instead of just saying, hey, I need some help with this. So knowing that we, as the children of baby boomers, most of us in our 50s, were raised by people, especially women, that knew, I have to do it all. I have to be everything. I have to do everything. I have to. And in actuality, you don't. If y'all hear, it sounds like somebody's cutting grass in my neighborhood. So if you hear it in the background, that's what it is. But that's what we got. Stay focused on the voice. So that's kind of where we were with that for this week. And it's been a good lesson for me this week. Every week I want to try to, kind of learn. So I'm learning different things about myself as I age and as we go along, whether it's work life, home life as a mom still, because I'm still a mom, but I'm just no longer what I call, I'm no longer a momager. I am now a counselor. So meaning that the only thing that I do is have to just counsel as needed. My children will come to me if they, need me for something, but I don't have to be the person to fix everything now because I'm no longer responsible. And that is a beautiful place to be, honey. Trust me when I tell you. But I'm very proud of them for knowing that they say, hey, okay, mama, now I had to figure it out. So that's where I've come. That's the place I've come to with my children, and they know that. But if they need mama, I'm always here. So there's no issue there. So that was my takeaway for this week for myself. Also, I took a look at the fact that I know that I am an ambivert, meaning I am an introverted. What is it? You are an introvert or extrovert. I am both of them, which means I am an ambivert. But I'm an ambivert, I won't say to a fault, but I am out there, if you will, and surround myself with people because of the fact that, number one, that's my job. It's what I do. I talk to people all day long, every day, definitely Monday through Friday. So usually on my weekends, I'm usually like, whoo, I am in the house. I am in the house. I am in this room. I am working on all this chaos that is around me. And I know I did another video, and I will have to get it together so I can post it, get it edited if needed. But it's just, it's the chaos. It's like, okay, having this part of my life over here organized, but then this part ends up being chaotic because that's what's going on in my head. And usually what I've learned about me is my surroundings are a direct reflection of what's going on up here. Yeah. So taking that time to step back, like I told my husband, I said, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of the city. We live in Atlanta, which means all thing Atlanta. That is Atlanta energy. That is Atlanta traffic. That is Atlanta noise. And while I was raised here, as I've gotten older, I've learned to truly appreciate, like I said, that peaceful time. Like just when we go out of town, I am not a vacationer. We, should I say, are not vacationers that I have to have a bunch of different excursions on the agenda. Like we have to do a lot of different things while we're out of town. When we go out of town, it is, let's wake up and see how we're feeling today. Let's see what it is that we're going to put on the plate today. I don't want a bunch of plans and, things to do. And, oh, we have to be over here. And, oh, we have to go see this. And I like to just chill and let's see what the day brings. Today might not bring anything. Today might also bring, oh, do they have a shopping center down here? Let's walk their shopping center. Today may bring, hey, where's their beach? If we rent a house that has a pool, let's, sit at home by the pool. Let's take the day slow. Because of the fact that life is already so planned every day, I really, really appreciate the fact of just being able to, and for a few days, it's no planning. What are we going to eat today? What are we going to eat for lunch? What are we going to eat for dinner? And in my case, sometimes if lunch is big enough or late enough, I may not even have to have any dinner. It might just be some snacks. We go to the grocery store or whatever the case may be, and we good, we chilling. Like, we don't have to do all of that. So, but recognizing that, again, about myself, it's an honest thing. It's not to offend. It's just who I am. And like I said, weekends, yeah, I'm trying to just really just take it down some. But I've also come to realize, because I'm constantly analyzing me. See, I can't work on anyone else more than I work on myself. What I've also realized is that life is kind of passing me by in my ambivertness. Being in the house quite so much, not going anywhere other than, oh Lord, I cannot go walk through a Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, some store, thrift store, anything like that. And not, getting outside, if you will. Still, like, when I'm on vacation, unless it's something I'm dedicated to or whatever, I don't generally make a lot of plans for the weekend in a lot of cases. Let's just say that. Again, because of so much planning, so many meetings, it's like calendar schedule every day, Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, I'm like, honey, no, can I just please not even have to talk, really do a lot of communicating, not in the sense of having to manage, if you will. And that's kind of, again, what it is I'm realizing about me. And in all things, that's okay, because that's my life. But I have realized that I do want to do a little bit more, which takes me to my third point about my week. And that is kind of creating and forming new friendships. I have a few really close friends that I would say, meaning it would be those people that I don't even talk to them every day, because we all kind of have jobs or a life where you're constantly in communication. And when I say communication, I mean talking to people a lot. And for me, definitely in my 50s, being that I've worked in the industry of either having to do lots of interaction with people on a one-on-one, face-to-face, when you kind of get time to be quiet, you be grateful to be quiet, And I have realized that, hey, my friends and I, we talk, we can pick up the phone and start talking today like it's nothing. Like we have been talking all week long, and we can talk, literally for hours. I have had 3, 4, 5, 6 hour conversations with people, but we are like kind of catching up or just talking, and the conversation just flows and it flows and it flows. And this is consistently talking the entire time. And then we might not do that again for another 2 or 3 months, but because of the friendships that we built from our younger years, our teens, in some cases, 20s, 30s, 40s, we can just pick up like that and just start talking, have one long conversation, catch up with each other, honey, and be real, real good. But I had the pleasure yesterday of going to just a meetup, with a couple of my favorite YouTubers. One of them is being Chloe Barksdale. If you don't know her or don't follow her, please give her a follow, especially for us seasoned sisters, as Chloe calls it. And then I am Tracy Lynn, is just a sweetheart. I just love me some Tracy. Tracy is just as cute as she want to be. But also another seasoned sister in her 50s. And it was probably about maybe 15 of us just kind of met up, and we have what's called a belt line here. And we met up just over in the city, and they took us walking on the belt line. And when I tell y'all, I had so much fun. I had so much fun, y'all, kicking it with them and just hanging out. I want to say that there is it was maybe a couple of younger sisters. I'm still call y'all sisters, even though y'all was the babies, but that was in the group that was a little younger and stuff. But it was still, it's the insight that we can give as the more seasoned sisters. And it was amazing. I had so much fun. I've been in this city all my life. And when I tell you, I have not been down there where we went yesterday in eons. Eons. And what's crazy is I grew up on that side of town. Like my grandmother lived over that way. So I was always in that area. But to look at the transition that area has made, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm actually very proud of the fact of the way our city has grown and developed, and the way that things are being utilized, and the spaces, the way they're turning, have turned so many of the old factories and things like that into lofts, and just the apartments, the development, the real estate, and the restaurants, and the retail industry, how things are blossoming, and like everybody can kind of get a chance to, take their shot at having a business. It was really so enlightening. And we walked, y'all, and we talked, and we just, we dodged other people on the belt line, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And I had a chance to meet other women that are, in the same age group and everything. And when I tell you, we just talked about everything. We talked about everything. And in between anybody maybe being hot or whatever, I mean, even though we're all like menopausal and, all the different things, we were all so busy kind of mentally that we didn't really even have a chance, child, to even complain about so much about being hot and stuff like that. But when we walked the belt line, we walked probably about 1.5 miles, and then we walked back. And we're actually planning on doing it again. They talked about, they asked us if we wanted to do it again. I definitely said yeah, and just to actually walk the belt line to get that walk in. So that was what was so good for me, because your girl got in almost 10,000 steps yesterday in my total day, and I was very proud of that. It felt real accomplished, honey. It felt real accomplished. Yes, ma'am. But it was just so good. And when we came back, we stopped at this restaurant that was actually out there, so we didn't have to go anywhere else, do anything else. And we sat and just kind of congregated in fellowship. And when I tell y'all, just talking, just sitting down and just talking with other women, and just nothing crazy, no bashing of anybody, not talking about any one particular thing, but just having that kind of camaraderie. And it wasn't just a gripe and moan session. We just talked about life. We talked about everything. We talked about our kids. We did talk about relationships. We talked about life, but there was not a negative connotation, just a negative hyper focus on anything. And it was just so enlightening. It was so enlightening. So I truly, truly enjoyed that. And I encourage any of you, if you're in your 50s, your 40s, your 30s, wherever you are in life right now, and whoever sees this video, I pray that it finds you and that you say, you know what? It is okay for me to have some friendships. Everybody and everything is not a horrible experience. We've all had some experience, and some of us have just heard about other people and their experience, and we be like, honey, no ma'am. Because I know I've definitely been there. I've listened to some friends of mine talk about some stuff, and I said, see, this, my Virgo, the way my Virgo is set up, ooh, she can be real ambiverted. She can be real ambiverted. And I will hermit up, as I call it, and just be in this house. But as much as I love my home, I want to be outside. I want to be outside. Y'all know I love, if you follow me on any of my other social media, you know I love to dress. I absolutely love to get dressed. I do. I am a girl who loves to put on a cute frock and some pretty pastes, as my grandmother said, my jewelry and stuff like that, honey. And I can keep this hair braided now, honey, because I need to wake up pretty. Okay, I need to wake up pretty, meaning I need my hair to be one less thing that I got to worry about every day. So right now I'm keeping these crochet braids in, and I keep it up in this ponytail because yes, it is warm outside. It is warm, and I don't get all of that. Yeah, I'm not hurt. But allow yourself to be a friend and allow yourself to be friended. Yes, you will have to be careful. As in all things, it's like look both ways before crossing the street. You don't just walk out there because you just think, okay, no, you're going to look both ways. So look both ways before you go in too deep, but also allow yourself to at least take a chance on friendships. Just allow yourself, it could be so you could find something amazing. You could really find something or someone amazing. And I absolutely adore that group of ladies that I was with yesterday. And I look forward to being with them again. Hopefully everybody gets to come again, because we had people that came from down in Augusta, and it was just a good time. It was a good time. So thank you, Chloe. Thank you. I am Tracy Lynn. It was a good time. We had a ball. So I'm going to shout y'all out. I'm still working on it, getting my, all the details and stuff like that about putting people's information and blah, blah, blah. But I'm here, and I wanted to start off this beautiful Sunday with making sure that I recorded this video, because I did not want not one iota of the information from yesterday to go undocumented. And I wanted to give Chloe and Tracy their flowers and let them know that I so appreciate them. I do. Because when I tell you, I was so determined that I was going to do that yesterday because, you know, like I said, my Virgo was like, ooh, child, we ain't going to go. My knee hurt and this, that. You know what? Take some arthritis medication and I got my butt on up out of here. Got my butt on up out of here. And I'm so glad I did. So I'm going to wrap up this video because I'm going to work on making sure that I have my timing together. So if this is the type of content that you are interested in, I am completely and 100% here for it. I pray that this video finds you in a place where it can help you, where it can enlighten you, and that it reaches the person that it needs to reach. That is my goal. That is my prayer. And if you would, please like, comment, and subscribe. And share this with a good friend. Share this with somebody else who you know that's going through the same thing. And because maybe you don't know how to put it into words, but be like, girl, Kim posted this video. Listen to what she's talking about, because this is exactly where we are. So I will wrap up this video for today. And I will see you all in the next one. I love you to life. And take care of yourselves, beautiful people. We got a lot of life to live, honey. Because 50 is not the end, darling. It is only the beginning. I'm going to talk to y'all later.